Welcome back. You're watching Newsx. My name is Vineet. The national capital today has witnessed a debate between Yogi's Uttar Pradesh model and Kejriwal's Delhi model. A day after Yogi Adityanath and his ministers took the holy dip in the Ganga in Prayagraj, the Uttar Pradesh chief minister has hit the campaign trail in Delhi. Referring to the Prayagraj event, Yogi Adityanath asked Kejriwal if he can do the same with his ministers in Yamuna. Yogi Adityanath also took on Kejriwal over garbage, cleanliness and infrastructure in the city, drawing a direct comparison with Uttar Pradesh. Arvind Kejriwal made the same comparison but with free electricity in Delhi, which he said is contrast to Uttar Pradesh, where he says people face 10-hour power cuts and 4,000 rupee electricity bills. He also offered to send his education minister to look at the government schools in Uttar Pradesh, which he says have been left in a bad state. With Yogi Adityanath entering the Delhi poll battle, what impact would this have on the voters? Not just on the Delhi-Uttar Pradesh border, but on all voters when he compares his government's work to the work done by Mr. Kejriwal in 10 years. We'll talk about this with our guest, Jasmine Sandavalia, BJP spokesperson, joining us on the program. Ashutosh Ranka, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, with us on the program as well. Wing Commander Anuma Acharya, Congress spokesperson, also with us on the program. Last but by no means the least, Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist, joins us on the show as well. But before we in fact dip into this conversation, let's look at some reactions.
देश और दुनिया से आने वाले श्रद्धालुओं की सेवा करने का इस महाकुंभ के बहाने हमें अवसर मिला और उत्तर प्रदेश को नजदीक से देखने का अवसर इन सभी पूज्य संतों को, श्रद्धालुओं को प्राप्त हो रहा है। बहनों और भाइयों, अगर एक मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मैं और मेरे मंत्रीगण प्रयागराज के संगम में स्नान कर सकते हैं, तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या यमुना जी में वह भी अपने मंत्रियों के साथ जाकर के स्नान कर सकते हैं क्या? अगर उनमें नैतिक साहस है तो उनको इसका जवाब देना चाहिए। यमुना मैया को एक गंदे नाले के रूप में बदलने का अपराध क्या उन्होंने किया है कि नहीं किया है? और अगर वह व्यक्ति इस बात का अपराधी है तो फिर मुझे नहीं लगता है कि जनता जनार्दन की इस अदालत में उन्हें कोई माफी दी जानी चाहिए। वो माफी के हकदार नहीं हो सकते।
आदित्यनाथ जी जब दिल्ली आए हैं, मैं उनसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि यूपी के सरकारी स्कूलों का जो इतना बुरा हाल है, टाट पट्टी पे यूपी के सरकारी स्कूल चल रहे हैं। 10 साल से उनकी सरकार है, वो अपने सरकारी स्कूलों को ठीक नहीं कर पाए। अगर उनको जरूरत है, हम दिल्ली से अपने शिक्षा मंत्री को भेज देंगे उत्तर प्रदेश, उनको भी सिखा देंगे कि सरकारी स्कूल कैसे ठीक किए जाते हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि उत्तर प्रदेश के भी सरकारी स्कूल ठीक हों। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की 20 राज्यों में सरकार है, उनके 20 के 20 राज्यों में बुरा हाल है सरकारी स्कूलों का। अगर बीजेपी कहे तो हम अपने शिक्षा मंत्री को बीजेपी के 20 राज्यों में भेज देंगे, ताकि बीजेपी भी सीख के अपने अपने राज्य के सरकारी स्कूलों को ठीक कर ले।
All right, let me start off this conversation with Jasmine Sandavalia. Jasmine ji, Yogi Adityanath, of course, targeting Arvind Kejriwal, and off late, there has been this heightened tension between both the parties, specifically in Delhi. Today also, Arvind Kejriwal flagged that while he was campaigning in Harinagar, he was attacked by the Bharatiya Janata Party. So the assault or the attack is not only verbal anymore. Arvind Kejriwal has been regularly complaining. There has been an attempt to physically assault him. That is because the Delhi model that he's been able to erect and sustain and made to prosper is enviable by the BJP ruled states. Your response?
My response is very crystal clear, and that is that unfortunately Mr. Kejriwal's party is ruling in Punjab, and his party has been in power for the last 3.5 years. And I live in Punjab, in a small town in Kapurthala, and unfortunately, a lot of people with a great hope voted for the AAP, and We voted, the average Punjabi voted for a better hospital and a better school. Unfortunately, the so-called touted schools, which he is claiming that the BJP ruled states in in the 22 states where BJP is ruling, and the schools are in doldrums. Somebody has to really come and check the civil hospitals, the dispensaries in Punjab, and the Sarkari schools that he's talking about. Would you believe that 60% there are government schools in rural Punjab where there are no teachers. There is one teacher who teaches from class 1 to class 7. Now, is this the Sarkari school he's touting for Delhi? When he talks about that he's physically assaulted, nobody is physically assaulting him. Nobody wants to indulge in such petty politics. This is a shenanigan which he has always been practicing. And when he fears, when he senses a defeat, he gets desperate and starts making such blasphemous statements and allegations against BJP.
Okay. Ashutosh, how would you like to respond to that? I see that you have a smile on your face.
Yeah, I just find this incredibly funny because all Mr. Kejriwal asked was the state of affairs in UP government schools. And let me give you some statistics, right? You have hundreds of schools in Uttar Pradesh which don't have teachers, hundreds of schools in UP which are being closed every year. You talk about not just UP, you look at Rajasthan. Literally a couple of days ago, government school girls were actually protesting right outside their schools because the government of Rajasthan, which is led by BJP, decided to overnight shut down these schools. 40% of UP schools actually have vacancies of school teachers, but Jasmine, rather than answering the state of affairs in UP, decides to talk about Punjab. Well, Jasmine,
I will
thank
talk
you so
about
much.
Punjab because
Well,
you're
thank
ruling
you so
in
much.
Punjab.
Thank you so much. 75 years has been happened since independence. We have been given a historic mandate by the people of Punjab. 2.5 years have been passed. The results are for everyone to see. We have already started building schools. We have already improved the infrastructure of schools massively. Schools of excellence in Punjab are now a common talk. Teachers of Punjab are being sent to IIMs, they are being sent to Finland and other countries for training. So thank you so much. We'll definitely work on the schools of Punjab. We have already started delivering results. 75 years post-independence, all I have to ask you is, Mr. Yogi Adityanath has been in power for in UP for almost 8 years now. A simple question to you is, what's the state of affairs in UP government schools? That's precisely what Mr. Kejriwal is asking, and that's exactly what you should be answering.
Okay, Jasmine ji, you want to respond to that? Then we'll go to Wing Commander Hanumacharya.
My response is very clear that AAP is ruling in Punjab. So I am only going to give a benchmark that what they're doing in Punjab and what they're doing in Delhi. It is so easy for anybody to allege that this is what is happening in UP.
Let her respond. Ashutosh, let her respond. Come on, she didn't interrupt you.
I did not interfere. When Mr. Kejriwal says that he has improved Punjab, I am statistically counting that 60% of the schools in Punjab, Sarkari schools, the government schools, do not have adequate staff to teach children. So let's not talk about that you have done something great in Punjab. That is your role model state. After Delhi, this is the only state where you're ruling and you have won with a thumping majority. Mr. Bhagwant Mann, unfortunately, is a great comedian, but he's a very, very bad administrator. And it is for everyone to see what is happening in Punjab. The chitta is being sold in every nook and corner in rural areas. The sandland mafia is there. The liquor mafia is there. The condition of law and order has deteriorated. So let's not talk about UP. Please do tell us what you have done in Punjab. Since you're claiming to be such good administrators, you have to talk about where you're ruling, not where you're not ruling.
All right. Okay.
Jasmine, the reason we are talking about
one second. Hanumacharya, Wing Commander Hanumacharya, how do you, one second, Ashutosh, one second, hold on to your horses. Let's not get too overexcited. We want everybody to pitch in and express themselves here. Wing Commander Hanumacharya, how do you see this fight between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, now with the Congress also getting very aggressive? And how prophetic is it, seeing that the best phase that Delhi enjoyed a decade ago was perhaps under the Congress regime. Do you think that you have an edge there this time around? People will be remembering how it was under Sheila Dikshit, and perhaps that is the image that's going to help the Congress party revive its fortunes in the capital city.
Good evening, Vinit, and to all your panelists. First point is, like today, if you have seen, Congress party has done a press conference in which an audio clip has been played in which Mr. Sharad Chauhan, who is a sitting MLA from Narela, I think Alipur, he spoke about how Manish Sisodia wanted him to do a setting with the liquor baron for the elections. That is one. Secondly, Aam Aadmi Party is too good with event management and narrative building, but people want them to really work, perform. We have seen in their second term, Aam Aadmi Party has spent all their time in corruption and building up of narratives. And Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, somehow I feel that he has mastered the art of making excuses. Yesterday, all his 7 points. Today, again, he spoke about it. From the beginning, he has been holding the central government responsible and accountable for everything. If he fails to deliver, his justification will seem like mere excuses. Throughout his tenure, he consistently blamed the Lieutenant Governor for all issues instead of performing. And since yesterday, look at his language. He actually is an expert and of dramatics and theatrics. Look at his language, how he speaks, like it's a sizzling kind of a language that he is Atankwadi, usko Atankwadi bana diya. But his own performance was not seen on ground. They have been building a narrative on their schools, their mohalla clinics, but all of it is not performing in his second tenure. In the first tenure, they might have done this and it was something new. Now people know, people are talking upfront that they have got nothing. As you rightly said, that people have seen the best governance, good infrastructure, city planning, everything during Congress government. And now with Aam Aadmi Party in the helm of affairs, this time we have seen even South Delhi getting flooded. So they haven't done anything for the sewage system. They haven't done for cleanliness. Even slum area near the affluent societies, which is Sanjay Camp, people have been expressing their regrets of voting the Aam Aadmi Party. So what we have seen, all the time they build up narratives, but now people want real work. People want the governance and actual governance, not the branded governance for which Aam Aadmi Party spends lots of money. On the other side, Bharatiya Janata Party has done a biggest voter list scam and they are spreading hatred all the time. You see, they are not only doing that, they are distributing money, cash, consistently during the elections, ongoing elections. They are found, Aam Aadmi Party people found distributing 1,000 rupees, whereas Bharatiya Janata Party has already done that. 1,100 rupees to all women. Mr. Pravesh Sharma was calling them. Therefore, Mr. Sanjay Dikshit has very clearly said that Aam Aadmi Party is basically known for corruption and Bharatiya Janata Party is trying their level best to somehow have their footing. But Congress has been now working on ground, and not from now. From August onwards, we have seen Congress Party on the fields. They are going door to door, they're doing Nyaya Yatras, and with our candidates, who are all of them are very able candidates, I am sure the people of Delhi are going to, our vote share will be increasing, it will be increased, and we also see that a lot of seats we are going to get also. This is what is my submission. Yeah.
Mr. Bhatt, how do you look at what's happening in Delhi at this point in time? Do you think there is more spewing of rhetoric against each other and less focus and proficient focus towards what Delhi actually needs at this point in time? In fact, just today as well, an article in the Washington Post declared New Delhi as the most polluted city in the world, a place which is unlivable literally. And cases of asthma, cases of children falling sick, athletes not being able to perform, have gone up many folds. What do you think the city needs most desperately? Is it this back and forth, this tutu meme between parties, or a concrete plan to change the face of the national capital of the 5th largest economy in the world and the #1 democracy in the world?
Well, Vinit, me and you, both of us know. The election comes and you hear all this tutu memes and it keeps on going. It will go on till 5th of February. They're not going to relent. Be it X, be it Y, be it Z. Let me be categorical. And for once, what Washington Post wrote, for once I'm saying, I believe that, Delhi is become quite unlivable, pollution-wise. Yes. You do need good governance. But then, the person who is in the charge, who is on administration, who is ruling Delhi from 10 years, is saying he's not been able to work. He's not allowed to work. Well, that's something, which a Delhi voter must ponder. That's something which, Delhi voter is very, very highly confused. I said that once also, I'm saying it again. And he's going to be a very silent voter this time because he's listening to all these rhetorics. He's been listening from last 20 years. And why I'm referring to only 20 years, the reason for that is most of the voters, at least half of the voters, be it male, be it female, whoever it is, the memories don't jog back beyond 20 years. So what they have seen is Sheila Dixit. And what they have seen it is Arvind Kejriwal. Now, they are trying to draw parallels. Where were we and where are we today? And as a citizen of this country, I live in a city which is run by government, which is run by the government of India. This time, the cleanest city, one of the 2 cleanest cities. I live in Surat. Yes, I don't say I live in Delhi. But then when I do visit Delhi, the way I interact with people and the way, on the streets I find, someone is talking of mohalla clinics, someone is talking of schools and other things. But they are living like the frogs in the well. You go out in the ocean that is called as India. You are talking of UP schools. You are talking of Punjab schools. You are talking of 20 states. I will challenge any Delhiker, any time to come to this place. My place itself. Go to any of the government schools. And if you find those schools better than the Delhi schools, you will forget your claims. You
Okay, all right. Let's get a response from Ashutosh.
Party workers here in this city.
All right, let's get a response.
So what's happening is, I'm feeling very frustrated like a Delhi voter. It's a very small state with just 70 seats, and this type of tutu memes, and thinking that 70-seat state is bigger than everyone else because it's just a capital, national capital.
Okay, all right. Let's get a response from Ashutosh on this as well. Ashutosh, do you think that your school project has been more marketing rather than reality? And do you think that there has been a selective response from the Aam Aadmi Party when it comes to the real issues here? If you talk about the cleanliness of the Yamuna, you talk about the pollution. Before you took over Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh was blamed for the pollution that was caused in Delhi, and now you are in charge, and we are still dealing with the same problem. Do you think that the response by the Aam Aadmi Party has been absolutely selective? They will only focus on the good and not the bad.
Vineet, thank you so much for giving time for this question. I think there are 2-3 elements which I would really want to address in your question, right? Number one, and the kind of sense I also got from Himanshu, Mr. Bhatt, right? I think I find it extremely funny when you guys don't find the issues of health and education the most critical issues in this country at this point, right? You talk to any development economist, any policy maker, any bureaucrat, even the BJP supporters for that matter, even the Congress supporters for that matter, everyone understands and knows that health and education are 2 fundamental building blocks of any country, not just India, but any country. All the developed countries.
We give 1 bottle free.
Mr. Bhatt,
No. Because everybody finds.
Let him make his point. Let him make his point, Mr. Bhatt. Mr. Bhatt, let him make his point, sir.
Give me a chance to rebut. Give me a chance to rebut.
Right? So you talk about all the developed countries, you talk about the Nordics, you talk about US, you talk about Australia, Europe. All these countries have developed against the backdrop of world-class education, world-class health, great access to public facilities like transport, like buses, like metros, like roads, and all sorts of other infrastructure, including water and electricity. This is a party, Aam Aadmi Party, which came against the backdrop of corruption. It said that we end corruption in this country. We have built more flyovers than Congress ever did, or which were built in last 10, 15 years of Ms. Dixit's government. We have built more flyovers, which we don't talk about really that much. But then, more importantly, we have actually delivered on these fundamental issues. And Vineet, when you say that this is more narrative or this is more publicity, I would take serious offense to that, right? Because there is public data which clearly talks about how number of students who are actually studying in private schools have left to actually join these government schools. How the pass percentage of 10th and 12th
that was not my intention. That was not my intention, Ashutosh.
Increased.
What I was trying to tell you
I'm just
is that you have only focused on the good. So when you focus just on the good, it becomes marketing. It does not become reality.
You only need 1 second. I only
Okay,
need
all right. Jasmine ji, come in now. Jasmine ji, wait 1 second. Jasmine ji, I'll come back to you. Ashutosh, I'll come back to you. Jasmine ji, come in now.
I only will take 10 seconds of your time and say that when the AAP spokesperson says that any economy which has to improve health and education are the pivotal foundational stones, I absolutely agree with him. But does the gentleman not include pollution? Does the gentleman, Aam Aadmi Party, does not understand that average citizen living in New Delhi, every citizen living in New Delhi is dying because of the pollution, the water contamination, the Yamuna's contamination, the quality of the air? Does that not include health, sir? Or is it very selective? I rest my case.
All right, okay. Go ahead, Ashutosh.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. Again, right, like let's talk about pollution, right? And these are actual national government statistics. This is not just some made up data. Pollution in Delhi has consistently reduced year on year, and the average which we are talking about is a 25% sustained reduction in the pollution levels of Delhi. And this is not some made up data which I am talking about, right? Is there work to be done? Definitely.
But
yes.
we're still the
There
most
is a lot of
polluted
work to be
city.
done.
Most polluted
There's
country.
definitely a lot of work to be done.
But we're
what
still the
people
most
don't talk
we're still the most
but what
polluted
people
city in the
don't talk
world.
about- What people don't talk about is pollution is not just a Delhi issue. It's a national issue, right? You talk about any major city in this country. Why is no one talking about Ghaziabad? Why is no one talking about Noida? Why is no one talking about
They're not the
Banaras? Why is no
capital.
one talking about Mumbai?
They're not the capital.
Right? And we are still saying that pollution is a problem. We'll solve it. Stubble burning
Okay,
in Punjab
all right,
has
okay. Wing
reduced
Commander
by
Anuma, I want you to come in.
70%.
Wing Commander Anuma, I want you to come in and respond. Do you think that
stubble
pollution
burning
is a
in
national
Punjab.
issue?
I rebut it very
All right,
clear.
it's a national
You
issue.
know, health and education, when you say they are the fundamental things, I do believe as a journalist, yes, they should be the fundamental things.
Okay, all
but
right.
then, how is it?
1 second, sir.
that
1 second, sir. Wing Commander Anuma, how do you respond? That pollution is not a Delhi issue, it's a national issue.
Beneath pollution surely has increased, and good governance by AAP is a narrative only, narrative after narrative, but hardly any performance in their second full term. They rather did setting up with liquor barons and earned huge money for elections, and they are talking about they were set up because of they wanted a non-corrupt government. They have actually done absolutely opposite of what they promised. Now, during Sheila ji's time, there used to be power cuts for 12 hours before she came. When she started in 1998, when she left, everything was, the entire system had changed. So Arvind Kejriwal is just taking credit of whatever she did. Neither of the two parties, honestly speaking, neither of the two parties can match the work done during Sheila Dikshit's tenure. And now both the parties, they are just fighting amongst each other. But the point is, they are also building up a narrative along with some channels that only they are in the fight and Congress is nowhere there, whereas on ground the situation is different. Congress is always there, all around there, and all our leaders, all our candidates are meeting around with the people and they're getting a good response.
All right, okay, we've run out of time. Appreciate everybody joining us. Unfortunately, we've completely run out of time. We take a short break on that note. Be right back.